Hey guys, and welcome back. So, we were on vacation, as I had mentioned, I think, in like the video I posted like a few days ago. Um, and it's been a pretty crazy few days. We got back Friday, pretty late, and so we pretty much unpacked everything and then went to sleep. Yesterday was a laundry day of pretty much getting through all the dirty clothes um, of everybody's and then folding it, putting it away, and then kind of sort of cleaning up the house a little bit. I mean, we haven't been in the house all week, so we kind of just did a little bit of touch up here and there. And today was a pretty chill day. We watched church online, and then it's pretty much just relaxed. Um, I am going to get the montage, I guess, of our vacation for y'all, so y'all can kind of see what we did. Um, Even though we were on vacation, as I had mentioned before, we were still quarantined. We didn't leave the house at all, um, unless we were going to the beach bright and early at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we'd stay there until about 11 when more people were starting to come in, and our little area was starting to get filled up. So we'd pack up, we'd leave, and then we'd go home, and then we would cook and eat lunch. We didn't go out to eat. We stayed within the condo. We went to the pool when it was pretty much vacant, and if we did like go out to go like do some sightseeing or whatever, it was basically done in the car because nobody was really wearing a mask down there. Everyone was kind of just breathing each other's air and didn't truly care what was going on. So we stayed in the car. We did all our sightseeing in the car. We ate lunch in the car. We went to visit other beaches and whatnot, but we didn't actually like physically go down there since by about Wednesday, Thursday, really, and Friday. Well, actually, no, Wednesday and Thursday, red flags were up. And then by Thursday, it was a double red flag. So we actually couldn't even get in the water by Thursday. So we were pretty much, well, actually, no, we could get in the water. We just were at our ankles. And then at some other beaches, they had the purple flags up, and so it was pretty crazy. It was by far a very relaxing vacation. We had 2 rooms, and we pretty much split it evenly since there were 12 of us. So 6 to a room. But I stayed in one room because they had to have someone who was 25 and older. And I may not look it, but I'm shockingly 25. So I stayed in one room and the parents stayed in another room. And it was pretty well thought out. Thursday evening, though, they did buy Panda Express for everybody. Well, not everybody. Juice doesn't like Asian food, period. So we made a pizza for her to eat. And then since the mom and Oreo are both vegan, they had Olive Garden, and then everyone else got their own little bowl of Panda Express. And I've noticed that from, like, in Florida, their Panda Express is very heavy. And I wasn't expecting that because I was born and raised in Illinois. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, I love Panda Express. Back home in Des Plaines, well, really Rosemont, really, which is like the next like city or town over. Their Panda Express is very, very filling, but it's not heavy. It's filling, but not heavy. Here in Arkansas, it's also filling, but not very heavy. And they add both back home and here. They tend to add like a little spice, so I absolutely love it. And then I also lived in Virginia for a while, and their Panda Express was more so not spicy, but a little on the heavy side, but very filling. And then when we were down in Florida, it was like spice, heavy, and filling all in one. And I couldn't finish it. I had like, I think it was like 8 giant pieces of like orange chicken, which I wasn't expecting because I'm so used to seeing like pieces of orange chicken like that big. And I was baffled by it. Like, I wasn't expecting that to be like these giant pieces. It was like about that big of like orange chicken like in my bowl, but it was so good. And they also had like little teriyaki packets for those who got teriyaki chicken, and it kind of hurt that they didn't have it here in Arkansas, but I think they probably do, and we just never asked for it. So it was a very fun vacation, very relaxed, and tomorrow it's pretty much back in the saddle. 5 of the kids are going right back into school since they're doing a Becca. And it's gonna be pretty much back into the swing of things since we took a week off of working and schooling, and yeah, so this week is pretty much getting back into the groove of things, and I'm gonna be doing my best to keep y'all updated and posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I can't post, I will let y'all know ahead of time if I cannot do a video, because yeah, I am a nanny of 9 kids, and it is very hectic. I'm not full-time, which is a good, I guess it's a good thing because it gives me time to do other things that I like to do. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to keep you posted. I have to get back into playing the violin since I haven't fully like touched my instrument in a while, so I'm gonna get back into playing that. I'm gonna leave a link so y'all can see my violin/piano Instagram, which is pretty much where I post all the music things that I do. I don't really post singing because I don't like the sound of my voice, but everyone that has heard me sing absolutely likes my voice. I don't. That's just my opinion. But then again, when it comes to like music for me, I'm very hard on myself. So forgive me if what I'm playing or what I'm doing is wrong when it comes to the violin. You're more than welcome to like comment on the video and like let me fully know what needs to be improved. I know for me though, I have to work on my piano wrist because I'm so used to having it straight. So when I'm playing the violin, it's very stiff, where it needs, most of the bow movement is coming from the wrist. So I'm working on that. Working on kind of getting the floppy wrist back, I guess. I took violin when I was 8, but then when I took a keyboarding class when I was 9 over the summer, I was hooked on piano. And my oldest brother surprised me with a piano. Like, he legitimately bought a piano, snuck it into the house, and it was a gift, and it was something I cherished forever. Although I did try to quit when my little brother stopped playing, but then my mom told me that this was something that was for me. And it was a gift that I should cherish. And I will truly cherish this gift. And I've been playing now well over 15 years. Yeah, because I was 9. So yeah, well over 15 years I've been playing, and well over 20 years, I want to say, I've been singing. Because I started singing when I was 4, and I never took any lessons. When I was old enough to really, I started singing in church. But I never took any solos because I was just like, I don't like my voice. But when I turned about 15, my music director switched churches because she ended up moving. So she ended up switching churches, and then we got a new one. And he was very, like, I don't know what the word is. Well, he was very motivating. He was the one that kind of got me out of my shell. So like every like Saturday night at church, I would sing. Because I grew up Catholic. Um, I grew up 100% Catholic. I was baptized Catholic, took my first communion, had my confirmation as well. And I started singing at church as a soloist on Saturdays, occasionally on Sundays, depending on what was going on. I would sing with the choir. And it was very eye-opening because once that happened, once I started like singing solo in church, once I got to high school, I started singing. I gathered the courage to sing, to audition for a solo in school, my junior year and my senior year, because I didn't join choir until my sophomore year of high school. So I only did choir for 3 years in high school, and it was eye-opening. I got my first solo my junior year, and then my senior year, I was asked to play the piano. And when I tell you I was terrified, I was terrified. Like when I was like pressing like the pedal, my leg was like legitimately shaking. Like those who were like behind me and they were singing, they said they would tell me that they saw my leg literally shaking. Because I'm so nervous with playing in front of people. I don't play in front of others unless it's like my family. Because then I get really scared and I freeze and I tend to make mistakes. But for the very first time, like my family was there, like at a choir concert of my senior year. The Christmas concert, they were there, and then when I was playing the piano, when my mom found out I was going to be playing the piano for them, like at the the final choir concert, my mom was like telling everybody, we need to go, we need to go, we need to go. And so like my family was there, and my brother had told me he was very proud of me because I came out of my shell. I'm an extreme introvert. If need be, I won't ever leave the house. And it's kind of the same thing here. I mean, I am a nanny. I can leave. It's just I choose not to because I don't really know anybody in Arkansas. So if I were to leave, I wouldn't know who to go out with. I wouldn't know who to hang out with. So I typically tend to just stay in my room and just kind of keep to myself. And it's not easy being an introvert. And I wish, I had people down here that I knew, but everyone that I know is back home in Illinois, and some don't even talk to me anymore. So it's hard. But being with this family has kind of eased things over for me, I guess. They've become my bonus family, and whether I like it or not, I'm stuck with them, and I guess in a way they're stuck with me. And I never truly talked about it, but the kids already knew that their parents were kind of basically my parents. I grew up without a dad. I was raised by a single Filipino mother, who already raised one son, and then at 50 years old was like, hey, I want more kids, and ended up adopting 5 African American children, 2 of whom are related. And my mom knew from the get-go where I would be. She knew what path I was going to take. She knew everything about me before I fully knew. Because when I joined the military, she was like, are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I trained for it. I was pretty much enlisted for a year before I officially shipped out. Because I signed up before... Yeah, I signed up before I turned 17. So I was like 16. And when I turned 17, it was basically a full year. Because once I turned 18, everything was done. My mom had given consent. Although I kind of gave her a slight heart attack about that. Whoops. And I shipped out right after my brother turned 17. So it was a journey. I got hurt twice. Well, really 3 times. I re-injured myself. So I ended up with a grade 3 stress fracture on my right pubic bone. And then I had an inflamed right IT band. My IT band on my right side was inflamed. Then re-injured my hip again after retraining with the same cycle. And yeah, I left and fully immersed myself into nannying. Even though I was nannying before I left for the military, I fully immersed into it once I officially left it. And my mom was like, "This is where you're going to be. There are going to be people who are going to tell you that's not really a job. You need to find a better job. You stand tall, and you tell them, this is where you're meant to be." Because I'm not good with talking to adults. I'm so quiet. I think that's how my mom knew. Because when I was 10 years old, my first nephew was born, and I would always go with my mom to go help babysit him. And I never really talked, which is the one thing she loved. She said, you could play endlessly with him for hours, and it was always quiet. You always knew what to do. You were always one step ahead. Everything I learned about how to be a caregiver, I learned from my mom. She always told me it was either going to be nannying or I would be working in like a nursing home, working with the elderly, or working with special needs. And here I am at 25, and I've come a long way. I went to nursing school when I was 19, but it wasn't me. Because my mom's side of the family is like medical, so like nurses, x-ray technicians, pharmacists, all that good stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe that's where I'm supposed to be. But it wasn't me. When I was there, I felt like a part of me was missing. My mom's like, oh, you could be a pediatric nurse. And I was like, oh yeah, because then I'd be working with kids. It's just something was missing when I was in nursing school. And after about 2 years, really, I told my mom, I was like, yeah, it's not for me. So she bought me a plane ticket back, but she was like, she had talked to me about my birth mom reaching out and meeting with me, and I was terrified because I was like, what if she's just trying to meet with me because I was in the military or because now I'm in nursing school? And my mom backed me up 100% on everything. So I took a risk, and I met with my birth mother. I met her back in 2017. Really 2016, almost 2017. And I was like, okay, this is my chance. I can ask questions, and I can figure out why I was truly given up for adoption. But every time I asked, it was met with she was very evasive. She was just kind of more towards like, oh, I wasn't really ready to be a mom, blah, 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 blah. But she lost all 4 of her previous kids before me, and they were passed on to family members. I was the only one that was truly abandoned. I was put into the system when I was like 5 or 6 months old. And then I traveled. I went from home to home to home to home to home before finding my home. My mom was in California taking care of Mamang, which is my grandmother, my mom's mom. And she left everything that she was doing to come get me because I was practically at her doorstep. She flew in and she took care of me, but she told me that she was terrified to pick me up. She was like, she saw me and was just like, she was terrified because of the state I was in. It was my oldest brother who took care of me, gave me my first bath and everything, and they took me to the doctors. And then from that moment on, I was home. Everything I am, I owe to my mom. I hold zero anger against my birth mom. Um, Maybe she just wasn't ready to be a mom, and that's fine. But in her choosing to give me life instead of aborting me, it gave me a chance to be with the family I was supposed to be. And being with the family that I was supposed to be with, I went on a roller coaster ride of trying to figure out who I am, where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing, and it led me to here. It led me to now here at 25, being with an amazing family, my bonus family, as I like to call them, and doing something that I love. The last family I was with told me that, oh, it's not going to be permanent because, there's plenty of other things to do besides being, in other words, a glorified babysitter. And I was just like, no, this is what I'm going to be doing. I tried school, and school wasn't for me. I did 2 years of college. It wasn't for me. I graduated high school. I did 2 years of college. It wasn't me. This is who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be helping to change kids' futures. I'm supposed to be helping to help make parents' lives so much more easier. So that when they come home from work, all I have to do is give them the rundown of what happened, tell them what's been done, let them know if the kids have eaten, taken a bath, and if they're ready for bed or not. So when they come home, all they have to do is relax. I love being able to make parents' lives so much easier. And it's something I continue to do. Whether I'm with a family or not, whoever's around me, I do everything I can to make their lives easier. So even if it's temporary, so like if it's a single mom and she's like needing like a night out, and I come into the house and like the place is like a bit of a mess, but she's like, oh, so and so is going to go to bed at this time, I'm gonna be like, okay. And so while they're off playing, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. So when she comes home, she doesn't even have to be like, oh no, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. She can come home, see that the house is clean, and be like, thank you. Because seeing a smile on a parent's face, on parents' faces, on grandparents' faces, knowing that their grandchild is being taken care of to the fullest is enough for me. I'm going to continue to take you on this crazy journey. And should I leave this family in the future, I'm still going to take you on this journey with me. I'm still going to show you my life as a nanny, whether it's with 9 kids or whether it's with 1, whether it's with 5, whether it's with 2. Doesn't matter. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to continue to take you on a journey of my crazy life as a nanny. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye! guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye!